Hello and good evening. Hello, hello. And welcome to Beacon of Hope. This is our Friday special edition. Apologies for 5 minutes late. Yes, 5 minutes. This is all to do with logging in problems and all the issues that come with social media. Welcome tonight. We have our special Beacon of Hope program, which is actually more on politics now. Tonight, we are talking about politics. And more so, we are talking about women in politics and more so in diaspora. So just log in, sit back. We are discussing how and where and how easy the challenges, politics. You know, just getting into politics, because we have been there. We have done it. We are still doing it. How possible it is. What are the challenges? And just before we go on, I always talk about this beautiful, beautiful way of sending money to Kenya, which is Tap Tap. Really, I don't know of anything else. I just talk of Tap Tap, Tap Tap, Tap Tap every day in, day out.
Niajiwase. Tap Tap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium and Germany. Tumakitu. Niajiwase. Tap Tap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium and Germany. Tumakitu.
Hello, hello, and once again, it's Beacon of Hope, Friday special edition, where we just meet and discuss different topics. Tonight, we are discussing politics. We're here tonight, and our main agenda tonight is all to do with politics. We are discussing, we want to find out, we want to discuss. Some of us have been in politics in diaspora. How did we manage? What are the challenges? How have we gone about it? Is it possible? Is it an easy way? Would we compare that with how politics is done in other places? We are not the experts, but the fact that we have been there, I have been there over 10 years now, managed, and this is in diaspora, we would like to encourage those of us who feel like you're still sitting on the edge, you're not too sure, but you feel you've got that calling and you'd like to give it a go. We are here. Currently, I am mentoring a few young ladies, and I'm so proud of the initiative, because they are all looking forward, they all want to go for it, and just because I'm being an inspiration to them. What inspires you in life? There are those of us who have been called, because I believe politics is everywhere. I don't believe in what people keep saying. You cannot do politics, you cannot be a Christian and do politics. I've been there. I've done it. I can do it. And we can do it. I know it's possible. Let's see. Somebody is really log in on FB. So here we are. I am still waiting. My guest is still, these things, they are not that straightforward. My guest is still trying to log in. Yeah, she's still trying to log in. She hasn't managed. But like I said, I have been in politics long enough now, over 10 years, and this is in diaspora. And funny enough, I hadn't done any politics back where I came from. But when I came here, a few things here and there inspired me. And I thought I should give it a go. Ever since then, It's been forward ever. I haven't looked back because I know it's possible. And I know somebody somewhere needed me to be that gap, to bridge that gap that was there. So it has not been easy, all right? Yes, Julliet is still having some technical difficulties, but I'm sure she will be here. It has not been bread and butter, and more so at the beginning. But through it all, I can say there is you feel that satisfaction. You feel, yeah, you've done it, you can do it. And more so when I get people, the residents coming back to me and telling me, you did this for me, you managed to do this for me, it's so satisfying. It's not so in the money that you get, because I can tell you, for those of us in diaspora, politics is not about money in diaspora. You still have to do your job. And I still do my job. I still have to do my daily job. But I still get that satisfaction when I am really assisting somebody, when I am giving back to the community, when I am there to bridge that gap, when I am there as that voice for somebody who is voiceless, when I go around and I can see something that needs to be done, and I'm there, I know whom to go to, I know how to do it, and I just go ahead and do it for that person who really needs it. Because that is all about politics. I am there when there are policies that needs to be changed. I can challenge when I feel like maybe it's things to do with schools, buildings and all that. I can challenge and say, this does not need to be here. Streets and all that. It's not all straightforward. And you don't always get to, don't always get to get what you're asking for. But through it all, I have had that satisfaction. I have had it. It has been, I've felt, yes, I did it. And if I wasn't there, who else would be doing it? And that is why I say somebody needs to be there. Somebody needs to do it. If not you, who else? That's what I keep asking. If not me, who else could be doing it for me? I'm still doing tap tap as I wait.
Niajewase. TapTap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium and Germany. Tumakitu.
Right. My guest tells me she's actually right now watching on Facebook. She's really struggling to log in. I am not too sure why. I'm not too sure why she cannot log in. I've got, right, as I continue waiting, I'll bring in somebody else while she talks, and then I'll sort out the other thing. Sharifa, are you there?
I am here, Mama. I am here.
Oh, great. How come you managed to get in? And my guest, I sent in the same details and she says she can't get in. She is watching us on Facebook. I'm not sure what's happening. So here we are again. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is my program, Beacon of Hope. And tonight we're just focusing on politics. We are discussing politics in diaspora, and I just said, I have been there over 10 years now. I have managed. I had never ventured into politics back in Kenya. But when I came over here, some things led me, I'm going to go to that into details later. Some things led me to think, you know what, I can do it. But just before we bring in my guest, I've got my daughter here, who's been part of this journey on Beacon of Hope. She's gonna introduce herself and say why she's here and why she highly recommends what she recommends. And she's one of us here in diaspora, but still from Kenya. Sharifa, over to you. I'll give you like 5-6 minutes while I'll sort out the other things. If you don't see me looking at you, I am listening. I'm sorting out my guest. Go on, Sharifa, over to you.
Sure, go ahead. Thank you so much, Mama, for this platform. Every viewer, Beacon of Hope. My name is Sharifa, and I am the head of growth for TapTap Send in Kenya. So I'm here, just as Mama said, let me tell you something. Sending money to Kenya is now easier. is fast, it's affordable. Actually, there are no hidden rates. Mama can tell you that we have no hidden rates. So tap send right now, send money. We have the best rates right now. If you go to your other apps, check, and also remember to download the app. Weekend is here. Support your family. Let's support people who've lost their families back at home, supporting businesses back at home. Let's download the app tap send, and remember to use mom's code. That's Liz254. Remember, Liz254. And just to big her up with what she's doing, I don't think it's easy to do politics, especially in the diaspora. It's not easy. There are challenges, but I'm sure she's faced it all. So remember, tap send is the way. Let us support everyone back at home. Let us support one another. You can send money in Germany, Netherlands, the UK, and you can send it to different parts. But right now, let's send money to Kenya. Best rates, tap send. Remember, if you have any issues, reach out to us. I'm here, Sharifa. You can find me on Facebook. You can ask Mom to hit me up and we'll call you and we'll solve it. But remember, guys, let's spend money affordably. No hidden costs at all. Yeah.
Why? How have you benefited? Because you did share with me. Can you tell people why do you recommend? Why do you say these remittances?
Let me tell you, remittances are very important. I personally was educated through remittances. And I can tell you then it used to be Western Union. And Western Union charged a lot of money. And so many schools are being built back at home. People are able to access education. SACCOs are able to save money and send money back home to their banks. This is because of tax and because of remittances. Now, we don't want to charge you ridiculous amounts of money like other people. No, we want to make it easier for you to send back money home. Just the way that I was able to be educated, you can educate your loved ones, you can educate the less fortunate, you can build schools, you can, support your family. Right now, Kenya is on lockdown, things are thick. You know what? Remittances being sent at an affordable price. That's what tap send is doing. That is what we are trying to do to make sure you can send money back at home comfortably. That £1, that 50p makes a difference. It makes a huge difference when you're sending money back home. So remember, today we are at 148.56, and that's the best rate that you can get out there. No hidden costs. We're not going to a lot of people are saying you tap, you change the cost. No, hold us against our word. We will keep our word. So remember, guys, download the app and use Mom's code Liz254.
What are the advantages of using tap? I'm still trying to get my guest on, and just continue because I've sent another.
I think I'll even take over now, the show. So guys, the advantages of using tap send. 1, it's very easy to use, very straightforward. Number 2, send money in a very fast way. Literally, the minute you send it, you can expect the person who's receiving the money to say, hello, I've got the money. Number 3 is that it's secure. Let me tell you something. Today, if you decide to send any amount of money, you will send it and you will have no fear of losing your money. Number 4, the interface is very easy. Very, very easy. It's not too much on the eyes. It's not, no. So it's fast, secure, reliable. And then the other thing is you can reach to us directly. You can reach me and say, Sharifa, I'm not able to do this. We are not going to take you round and round in circles. You're going to call us and you know what? We are going to help you right on the spot. So those are the advantages.
What about the rates of exchange? Because that's what we always look for. We always want to see, is it good, better than any other? So the World Bank usually sets a certain rate. And I want you to go check and see who world rates, and then compare with what tap send is giving you. You will notice we're giving you almost the best rate that is out there in the market today. The best rate. If today everyone is down,
Even us, we're going to be down, but we're going to try our best to give you the best rate. We're not taking away £2 from you. We're not taking away £3. We're not taking even £1 up from you. We are giving you, the best rates that are out there. And you know, this small, you might not think these small rates are, this margin is big, but imagine if someone is charging you £3. £3, when you convert it home, that's around 600 shillings. That's a lot. You know, that can even feed a family for a day, 2 days. So remember the best rate. That £3 can even change your biashara. It can help you to get that loan you wanted. So guys, tap send the best rates. Today we are at 148, and we're still going to give you the best rate at no hidden cost. Mama will tell you no hidden costs at all. Also, I send money via
tap. But somebody here is asking, why can't we have 2 ways so that if somebody in Kenya wants to send money to me?
Don't worry. We will come for. We will have your back sorted very soon. Because we know even people who want to do biashara want to get their money back into their account. We will have that platform for you very, very soon. Pole pole, a step at a time, a step at a time.
Pole pole ndio mwendo. They say pole pole ndio mwendo. You're talking to Kenyans here who can hear, you know, who know about the Kiswahili. Right. Thank you so much, Sharifa. And I think what I'm going to do after this, it seems I would have to get in a new logging in for my guest. She has communicated and she cannot completely get it. I sent the same logging in details as you. I have no idea why. And she's watching us on Facebook and says, you know, it's really become an issue. So I think, the best thing is to log out and maybe try in the next 2 minutes, which is, it's not about me, but I really need, hopefully she gets in. I'll give it a few more minutes and see whether she is able to come in. Because the thing is, 2 are better than 1. So the idea is, you're sort of asking me, oh, I'm getting all these, we can reschedule. Right, she says, I don't know why she's gone to all this. It shouldn't be that difficult, really, because I sent you the same logging in details. You are able to just straightforward. It should be straightforward, Juliet. It should be straightforward because actually I sent the same one to Sharifa. So thank you ever so much, Sharifa. And anytime we need you, well, we might get you back before we finish our program tonight. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to have you come and talk about tap because I just cannot, every single day, I cannot have enough of this tap. Even if I need to send £5, if I need somebody who tells me they don't have sugar, just £5. And it does so much for them. And more so for those of us who are logging in for the first time, once you download the apps, you can take advantage of my promo code, £10 on top of what you're sending.
Exactly.
So if you send £5, the receiver gets £15, which is a lot of money, really helping back home. So for any remittances, any money that you're sending, there is no little money at all. There's nothing that is too little. You can send as much as you want, 1,000. You can send as little as £1, and that goes a long way. I'm going to go back to our tap, and I might get you back, Sharifa, because if my guest is not here, I will continue because I've also been in politics and I can talk about politics. I can say why, give the advantages. You can be there. You can ask me questions. We can be together because I know we should be handing over the baton to you people at your age.
It's true.
You can be there and you can ask any questions that you may feel, that would like to know. But for now, people...
Niajewase. TapTap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium and Germany. Tumaki too.
Thank you, viewers, and once again, welcome to our Beacon of Hope program tonight, this Friday. And our topic is women politicians in the diaspora. I was hoping to have my guest, Julliet, and she's still having problems in logging in. I'll still continue sending this. These are the issues with gadgets. Sometimes things do happen. You can understand. But if she's not here, I'll do the best I can because, like I said, I've also been in politics. And the idea tonight was to share, to ask each other questions because I meant to bring in Julliet because we are in different parties, but we work together. Julliet is here on the Liberal Democrats. I am here with the Labour Party. And cross-party politics. Yeah, we can do that. We can show it, and it is possible to work together. And particularly for us from the diaspora, it is possible to support one another. I have had people come and campaign for me, yet they do not belong to my party, but simply because they are from Kenya and they would like me to get into those town hall. They've come and supported me. They've come and campaigned for me. Now, there is such a big difference between the politics we have in Kenya and the politics we have here. I said I had never tried politics in Kenya, but through the nature of my job, I was a head teacher. And as a head teacher, 3 or 4 times I worked with the Electoral Commission of Kenya as a returning officer and even as a presiding officer. And through it all, I saw how most of these things are done. I was able to interact with the officers. So I know quite a bit of what goes on back at home. And again, I do interact with so many of the politicians from Kenya. Whenever I travel back home or whenever they come over here, because they do come for exchange programs, I do some online programs just to support them, just to show them that it is possible to do some of the things that we do here. A few years ago, I've been hosting people who come over. I've hosted governors. I have hosted women reps. I have hosted MPs. I have hosted senators. I have hosted MCAs. And, you know, all they want to see is how do we do things? How do we pass our policies? What kind of committees do we have over here? Now, like I said, once again, I have been in politics now for over 10 years in this country. And I can tell you that I don't want to say it's all bread and butter. I don't want to sit here and tell you that it was that easy. I just went in, blah, 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 and I managed. No. One, there is a lot of campaigning. And the challenge with politics out here is, I'm still also messing up with my gadgets here. The challenge with our politics out here is you do not have an open ground where you go out and talk to people. It is such a big challenge because you got to knock on people's doors. Go and explain what you want. Just go and talk to them. Some places you are not too much welcome, and it's okay because there is that democracy. People can sit in their own parties and, you know, whatever you, just like any other place, democracy works here. So first of all, with the campaigning, it's not easy. It is not easy because with the leafleting, you got to deliver the leaflets door to door. So like if you've got 9,000 residents, 15,000 residents, you got to look for support. But one good thing is that the party support is there. The members of the party and the members of the public, your family, they can support you. But the other bit is that you also need to show your face. You need to have your voice heard. So you need to really, it's quite a lot of work. You really move around, you start working, you know, like if the elections are next year, you got to continue showing your face. But one big advantage is that once you're elected, obviously you cannot sit back and say, oh, it's over until the next 4 or 5 years. No, you need now to be working for the people who have elected you. And so they know your work. They will judge you by what you deliver. They will be waiting to see what you're doing. So if you think it's okay, I can sit back now until the next time, no, you're lost. So when people, and one of the advantages that most of the cases, the caseloads that you will get will be Julliet, I can't use another device now, please. I cannot. It's a bit too late because I've already logged in and I do not have any other device to you know. She tells me I can still keep StreamYard. Once, and I can see Kijo, I really want you to be, I would really want you to join politics. Yes, my sincere apologies, guys. Sharifa is here. She came in briefly, but she's gonna be with me, asking me questions of what you'd like to know. She's not Julliet. Julliet could not. Julliet is still trying to get in, and she says she's really struggling. So I was just talking about campaigning because you got to start from there. You got to make sure that people, you keep yourself relevant. But how do you do that? By delivering. And I was just about to say that it's quite easy because people just write emails to you requesting for you to do things. Very encouraging, but you Florence Kata is telling me I'm still too much Central Kenya. Yes, yes. I was still there. She's telling me to polish my English. Oh my God. Thank you for the challenge, but I still do it. And I've been teaching here for over 15 years and nobody has ever, but thank you so much. If that is what you think, Asante Sana, thank you. Thank you for that challenge. I'm Central Kenya. Yes, Damu. Yes, and I love it, proud of that. Anyway, so just leave that. So what happens is that now the people will send emails to you and you got to respond. If you do not, if you delay, definitely, or if you ignore, you're not keeping in touch with the constituents, with the people who voted for you. So you got to keep yourself relevant. You got to make sure that people see you or hear you through emails or things that you're doing. You don't always have to wait for people to ask you to do things. You must keep yourself relevant, okay? So one of the challenges, like I said, is where you need to go knocking on people's doors. That is not always very easy, you know? And it's not everybody who's gonna entertain you. There are those places where sometimes the doors will be banged. There are those people who will listen to you and tell you, okay, thank you, I've heard, but not this time. And you just say thank you. So it's not a fight, really. You just try and you know, just encourage them to vote for you. And you obviously, you don't expect 100% people to vote for you, yeah? So once you go through, then once you go to the council, you go to sit in different committees. There are so many of them. You could be in education, you could be in housing, you could be in planning, all these, they're all there. Standards, there's so many committees, and it's a must, it's mandatory that you have to sit in some of those committees in order to deliver. And that is where now you will be sitting, working on the policies which are supposed to be used within your local authority. So it's not just, people just ask, what do councillors do? Because I'm saying that as a councillor now, what are their jobs? We sit on boards where we make policies. And again, you're also encouraged, and you are supposed to be a member of a board in 2-3 schools or colleges or universities which are in your locality, so that you can get to know firsthand the problems or the challenges that maybe teachers, parents, students face. So when you are sitting there, when you are a member of the board, you can, you can assist, or you get to know the challenges that they are going through, and then you are able to assist in whatever ways. Now, in the board, in the other committees that you sit on, for example, I have chaired Children's Services Select Committees, where you're supposed to look at the performance. You sit with other members and other outside bodies. It's not just the councillors who sit on those bodies. You also have faith representatives. You have, other community representatives. You look at how schools are performing, and then you sit and sometimes you could invite the head teachers and ask them questions, why or what issues they have, what challenges they are facing if the schools are not performing very well, or if there are other challenges that are ongoing. So those are some of the things that you need to look at. You look at the policies, school policies. If some of them need changing, you discuss as a group, and then you recommend. Then it's supposed to go to the full council body, who will look at it and see, these are the recommendations from this particular body, and this is what they would like to see. Then Sometimes they'll challenge, sometimes they say it's okay. You could be sitting in planning committee. Planning committee is where people apply for, extension of houses, all these. They would like to change of use of properties. Like maybe you'd like to open a certain kind of a shop. You'd like to open any different, different facilities. So the planning committee sits in that, and then they discuss. They see whether that is a viable project that is oncoming. For example, somebody might apply and say, I would like to change the use of these premises into a shop. And this premises has been, for example, maybe a nursery school. So they would look at it and see there are few things that they will consider. The vicinity, whether it is near schools, whether it is near premises, school, local, different things that they'll consider. For example, maybe if they are very close, for example, people asking to open a pub, they'll look at, is that near schools? How viable is that? Is that near residential houses? How, is that really the right place to have that? So they will look at that. Then you could also have the licensing committee. The licensing also looks at licensing to allow shops to open, all these facilities that do open. What I'm trying to say is that those different committees, you can sit in all those different committees, but obviously you choose, you cannot be in each one of them. So there's quite a lot that people do. Now, people wonder how do you become a councillor, for example? How do you get involved into politics? First of all, you must belong to a political party. That is your choice. I'm not going to tell you, because it's up to you to read the manifestos of the different parties and decide this one suits exactly what I would like. Then you subscribe and you become a member of that particular political party, right? Once you join that political party, obviously now you start engaging with them, and there'll come a time when you will need to be nominated by members from that particular party. And then they take your name forward. Then obviously you're not going to be alone. There'll be other members, just like any other place. That is what happens. Now, once it's like I said, we want to discuss the different challenges, because we all go through different challenges in different ways. In politics, it's not easy. Don't say because I've been there over 10 years, it is easy. It's not easy. There are times when you'll be challenged, even because of being a woman. There are those people who will feel, I don't believe this is the right person. So you got to prove, not by answering back. You got to prove by delivering. You got to deliver what you are expected to do, So the challenges will be there just like any other sector, but your work or your delivery or what you do should speak for itself. So there will be those challenges that will come in. I would still say we also have the bit of racial discrimination depending on where you are. Yes, I faced that firsthand when I first got in. I faced it. And people, they will not fear. There are those fascists, there are those people who are really negative, and they believe, just because of the skin color, you're not the right person for them. So racial discrimination is there. Sexual discrimination is there. Age, sometimes they look at you. If you're too young, if you're too, I wouldn't say the upper end, because most of them look at the age and they think the older you are, the more experienced you are. But there's the challenge of the racial discrimination is there in some places. There's some places where you cannot even dare take your name because people will think, you don't fit. But thank God, things are changing. There's quite a lot of diversity, and people are understanding now that, we got to embrace the diversity that is there and start working together as one. Start working as a team, despite the color, despite the race, despite the sexual orientation, you accept the people who are there and work with them. But I can assure you that that has not been easy. That has taken time to have that acceptance. And like I said, there's still some places where there's still that discrimination. It still happens, You will go try to deliver you're trying to help somebody. There are places where somebody will knock in your office and they'll look at you and they say, it's not you. I was expecting somebody else. What does that mean? You know, I wasn't expecting to find you here. But I thank God that things are changing. Yes, Sharifa, I can see you
Mama,
have a question.
I have a couple of questions. I first wanted to ask on, sometimes I fear to compare these two different countries, but I would like you to talk about how it was, some of the challenges based on representation, because we know not so many women have been put in these positions to represent their people. So I want you to kind of like highlight how it was for you going into this field.
Right, and if got viewers, if you've got any questions, if I can handle them, and there Julliet is there. She's also writing. She's also putting her points there because she had technical issues, joining in. But thank you, a very good question. A very, very good questions. Juliet says her device not connected. Oh, that's a shame, Juliet. That's a shame. All right, that's okay. Keep trying. So the representation, the gender representation. First of all, here in my party, the particular party where I stood in the Labour Party, there is an expectation, especially now in the council. We have 3 councillors per ward, 3 councillors per ward, and the expectation is a third must be a woman. So when you vie, you first of all tick that box. At least you are a woman. And currently, our Labour Party manifesto is being kind to us because they understand the diversity. They also consider the BME community, the minority. So if you are a Black person, you are Asian, you tick another box there. But that does not guarantee. That's not a guarantee. So I know we've been working on that, and they do give that, especially that of the gender representation. It is there. It's unfortunate. The other day, the gender issue, the gender bill, has been going on and on and on and on and on, and it's failed completely.
It's very disheartening, especially to young women, because you would want these people to understand how important representation is in the development of any country, in the purpose of just building any country. I mean, you cannot be passing laws for people you're not representing. How will you speak for them? And I think it's very interesting that you've mentioned how in every 3, 1 is a woman, and that's very encouraging. It really is.
That is actually the expectation. It doesn't always happen, but it's supposed to, because sometimes we might not have even women. Another thing that I must say, Sharifa, is that some of us women, we need to rise up as women. And I'll say that without no fear of contradiction. Women also don't want to challenge themselves enough. It has always been viewed as a man's world. So women are scared of going and competing with men. However, I don't blame them, because places like some countries, women, if you try to put yourself into politics, they brand you, they give you all sorts of names. But come on, it's a high time. If women are delivering in other big offices in the corporate world, I believe they can also lead in these places. Women are leading even in churches now. We have women bishops, so why not? I believe even us women, we need to rise up above that, challenge ourselves and give it a go. Just go ahead and do it. So sometimes most of the women just want the nominated posts. Unfortunately, here we do not have any nominations. No, you got to struggle. You got to go and campaign. You got to go and fight for it. So there's nothing that is granted as free. No, we don't have. And I believe that is one area that I believe should be scrapped, especially back home, where everybody should be given a level playing grounds where everybody goes and competes, where everybody campaigns. And if you are a good person, definitely people will vote for you. However, I know there's still that man ego, which is everywhere. But if you can show that you are able to deliver, I believe if you have got what it takes, people should vote for you. You had another question. Sorry, go ahead.
My other question is, I want to ask, how did you, as a woman, And how were you able to break some of these barriers that exist in legislature? For example, you mentioned some like racism, but there are those ones that come with gender roles, you know, like family, personal issues. How are you able to, you know, dive through all of that?
Right. Like I said, I think you must have self-confidence and you must know yourself. You must know who you are in the first place. You're not going there because somebody has sent you there or because you've got relations, you've got relatives who are there. No, I had no one. It's not like what the people are saying, home dynasties and all that. No, I had no one. I just came in, and how I got in the first place, I should have mentioned that. When I said I was a head teacher in Kenya, and when I came over here, I decided to go back to teaching, and I've been teaching for over almost 20 years now. And in the course of my teaching, that's how I started interacting with the parents over here, with people, and I got to know about politics here. I also used to interact with parents here because I do scouts, and I used to do scouts back in Kenya. So I was interacting with the parents in different sectors here, in different ways, going to church and all that. So I got to know about the politics. And I also happened to meet my current MP here. When I went to see her because I had an issue I needed sorted out, and then people started asking me can you go and talk to our MP? There comes Julliet, I'm going to invite her. And so eventually we ended up being friends, and here I was, and I became a councillor. Finally, Julliet is here. Good evening.
Sorry. Good evening, everyone. I'm so sorry for having all that technical problems, and thanks for bearing with women such as myself. But I'm blessed to be here in the house here, Mheshimiwa Elizabeth, and of course, the wonderful lady who is really doing a wonderful job as well over here. Viewers, apologies for all the technicalities from my side. The fault is right on my side. But Hope, Beacon of Hope, thank you so much for having me on. I've been watching you while I've been trying to sort out that technical problem right all the way, and I can imagine that it's taken a long time.
It has, Julliet. Yes. Julliet, never mind, because I had my daughter here, Sharifa, who is also from Kenya, and she has done very well. And I've just encouraging her because I believe there's a time we are handing over the baton to them, and I believe they should learn from us. We should mentor them. There's something they should be learning from us. I can see just before Sharifa, we can still have her. We don't have to send her away. There is somebody, Florence from Kenya. I don't know whether it's from Kenya. Florence, who told me that I still need to polish my English, and I appreciate that, but you can't teach old dogs new tricks. I've managed, Sharifa, not Sharifa, Florence, I'm not visiting that, but thank you for that. She says, Madam, how do you use your experience to influence voters in Kenya, especially women, who are the majority, putting into consideration matters related to socio-economic vis-a-vis poverty in that 1 kilogram of sugar? Yes, I know. That is one big area that needs to be sorted in our nation, because you find that, particularly during campaigns, all these women come out and they are the majority voters. But I have come to realize, and I believe Julliet you agree with me, sometimes when we are our own enemies. If a woman came out and said she's standing to be an MCA, she's standing to be an MP, she's standing to be, most of the women will not vote for her. I have no idea why. Sometimes we are our own enemies, because today I can tell you, if the women in Kenya got hold of each other and they decide they're going to change whoever leader they want, their MP, their MCA, their governor, their senator, their women, they can do it because they are the majority, they hold the vote and they hold the voice. But sometimes they don't. It's unfortunate, Florence, that the economy of the country, and it's not just there. Can I tell you that even this country, the economy is really gone down. However, we cannot compare. But when it comes to that, she's asking the socio-economic, the poverty in the country. Unless something changes, it needs to change. Because obviously, even now, the economy is still not the way it should be. I don't have a solution, but I would advise women to come out and vote the right person. Don't vote for somebody because they have given you, because people come out during campaigns and they give a lot of money. After that, they are gone. You don't get to see them. And that is why we lose it. I just explained that I just explained that here you got to keep yourself relevant. Now, someone was telling me the other day that the minute they voted, I'm not going to say whether it's MCA, MP, or in a certain area, that's the last time they saw them. But near the campaigns, they go back and start asking for votes. You got to not those kind of people. We don't need them because we are the ones who are keeping them. You know who has the mandate? The voter. The person who has the vote is the person who needs to really to remove, bring out. You need to fire and hire. Anyway, thank you so much. Pauline Jenga, thank you. I like and respect the way you are yourself, Elizabeth. You are. Thank you so much. I admire. Thank you so much for your comments. And thank you. Even Florence telling me, I don't mind. I've been told that. I can't think by centrality. But I'm gonna work on that. Thank you so much, Juliet. Would you like to introduce yourself, my darling?
Absolutely wonderful, Mheshimiwa Elizabeth. I'm just so thrilled that I finally made it. Once again, apologies to your viewers. I would love to say I'm Julliet Makhapila. I'm a Lib-Dem, and of course, one of the political parties. I'm really proactive when it comes to the women's in politics here in the United Kingdom. So I love to describe myself as a change maker. Let me just put it that way. And I believe that when it comes to politics, I love to champion the issues of improving livelihood here in the United Kingdom. I am the diversity and lead a person for London, and I sit at the heart of London, London executive for the Lib-Dem. So I just want to appreciate you here tonight. And I believe I can see a text message, but I don't want to touch anything right now for the fact that I have literally, yes, taken efforts in times of, I can see there's a message coming in, but if I move away, let me see. I don't know if I'm set properly.
I'll bring you back, Sharifa, for a bit.
Okay, is that okay?
Yeah, that's better. We can see you now clearly.
Okay, is that better?
We
can you see me better?
Back.
Okay.
No, move back to the left.
To the left?
Yeah, okay? That's okay now. That's okay now. You are in the middle. Now, Juliet, before you came in, I did say we are here. We are not here to talk about party politics because that one is okay, but you need to introduce yourself in that aspect. And I did say, but we really want to encourage women, why they should join politics. And just like some of the points being raised here by Florence, these are some of the issues that we really need to talk about and see. And because we have not been in politics in Kenya, we have been in politics in diaspora. We want to talk more about diaspora, but obviously we are Kenyans. And at the end of the day, some of us, you end up going back home. So we would like, to support as much as possible, to give back as much as possible through the help of God. So Juliet just introduced herself, and me and Juliet, we come back a long way. Before we got into politics, we've known each other for a long time. We've tried businesses together. We've tried things together. Some have not worked. Some have worked. And I can tell you, we do, like Juliet said, we are in different political parties. But that does not, at the end of the day, we look at ourselves as Kenyans. And that is how we manage to work together. When me and Juliet are sitting and talking, we never mention Labour Party. We talk about being Kenyan politicians. And that is what gels us. And I believe the cross-party working can work. That committee can work. So Juliet, just continue saying a bit. I've said a lot about myself and how I got into this. I'll give you an opportunity because now it seems we have to extend our time for you. Go on.
First of all, much appreciated, Mheshimiwa Elizabeth, because let me start off by explaining women political leadership and politics in the United Kingdom, because we're focusing on the diaspora. And thank you so much for this program and inviting me to be at the heart of this kind of development. I love this kind of things. Let me also, just before that, go back to the Kenyans, because our audience here tonight as well are Kenyans as well. And let's say that I just want to celebrate you as a person, because number one, you broke the glass ceiling for being the first councillor and mayor, for that matter, in United Kingdom. And having that, being a mayor, we need to be able to celebrate such great news in United Kingdom. And I remember 2010 when you were standing, I was standing. You were standing on in Pala Ward, I believe, and I was standing in Tollington Ward. Same year, same 6th of May, 2010. I'll never forget that day, because mine was Islington and yours was in Barking. And I can still remember me calling you and you encouraging me, and I was encouraging you as well. And I said, whatever happens, I wish you well. Can I also appreciate Mr. C, who also captured those moments, because he's a community person, Peter Njiri, I believe his name is. And I just want to appreciate him, because when he captured the news, the Standard newspaper, and not necessarily him actually, but let's say Derek, I believe he was called Derek, who came to Tollington Ward, where I was campaigning in Islington, to capture the news. Who is this new Kenyan who is standing in the Liberal Party? And I was standing against Captain West, who is a Labour, who was at the time the Labour leader. And I remember calling you to have a good laugh, because I felt that good politics is about sharing, good politics is about improving livelihood at the very heart of the community. And we were there sort of pushing our parties, but at the same time, we were there understanding each other's views. And I think that brings cross-party and great politics, as Councillor Kangethe has said there, that it is important to appreciate each other. So I want to take the view of women, actually, and how politics is seen in the diaspora. What is it are we seeing, especially in the Black, African, and Caribbean communities? Are we included enough at the heart of the city in United Kingdom? And I want to say the answer is really, we have a long way to go in the politics of United Kingdom, just perhaps as any other place across around the world where women are marginalized because of the gender issue. Let's talk about the gender issues and how that impacts our society. When you don't empower women to be in good leadership, not just in United Kingdom, but around the world, we see that there is a lot of issues, Elizabeth. So I want to take it at the heart of every community, the agenda and the disparity that we see when it comes to women being at the forefront of leadership. Women are marginalized by men. And in United Kingdom, we call it white privileged men, and women are constantly fighting the issues of white privileged men who are at the heart. And until we did the gender balance, in many of the political parties, we had to push this. We needed the gender balance right at the heart of politics. That is when women were really brought at the forefront of the politics. So I want to inspire women around the world that it has to be 50-50. We still carry on with proportional representation when it comes to the women, and we're fighting for rights of women, feminism at the heart of it. So women politics, I think we need to encourage our communities here in the United Kingdom, so that our communities here in the United Kingdom can come right at the forefront of good leadership, Elizabeth. And I believe with respecting each other. I look at our community, whenever I look at our community, and recently ourselves, as Shimi was in London, we have decided to bring a group of Kenyans together because we felt that it is important to bring our cross-party and be the first people who have brought a cross-party to engage our Kenyan communities, to make sure that our communities are issues are being heard at the corridors of parliament, because we want to bring our issues right at the hearts of our community, and not just Kenyan issues, but also represent matters that relate to Black issues, because Black issues such as immigration, issues such as investment in our communities of housing, matters, issues that are affecting school governance and children, perhaps social exclusion is affecting and impacting Black children as compared to the rest of the communities. So I don't know if that makes a feel of how we feel, but I believe that this is a conversation that is needed in our communities. I believe that our Kenyan communities need to understand that politics is right here. What happens in our community is sometimes the disunity is quite high, and I'm not scared to challenge that in any other communities, but I know that is something that we need to look into. I believe that women are at the center of development in my heart, and I believe that with great awareness, and that is why today we sat down, we thought, have we even brought these conversations in the community? So thank you, Mheshimiwa Kangethe, for bringing this right to the hearts, and I know that I was delayed there, but I believe that the youth, you were talking to Florence and your daughter over there, I want to say that we need to change the narrative. The narrative needs to be, they are not the youth for tomorrow, they are the youth for today.
Today.
You know, yes, they are the youth for today, because we keep saying they are the youth for tomorrow. And I in my heart, I believe that we need that narrative to change, because when we decide that the youth are there for today, it means we're giving them opportunity right now, because we are accepting that they are able to nurture their gifts, they're able to nurture their talents, they are able to be mentored. That's what we're accepting. But when we say tomorrow, what we are then saying is wait until tomorrow, maybe in 10 years' time. I really feel the narrative as a story needs to change, especially when it comes to African politics as well, Mheshimiwa. So that's a little bit about what I was going to say here today. I believe this should be an ongoing conversation. And I think that when we're sitting down with men, even in our own group here in London, you know, women are always put second, because, you know, naturally African politics, Mheshimiwa, has always been that women come second and the men are at the forefront. And yes, that's at the home. And women, especially African women, let me talk about the African woman here. You know, the African woman wants to treat the man with respect. The African woman is made to feel or to think that politics is not at the heart of you. The people who should be doing politics is men. That is how the society has shaped African women in politics. And in fact, let me say that in the past, women who have gone into politics have been seen as, especially in Africa, put it that way, let me put it that way, they've been seen as this icon which is going after, I don't know how to put it, but let me say in terms of like, it's not a good thing. It's been like politics belongs into men. So it's been like, it's a no-go zone area. So you find that politically back in Africa, it is accepted, or it's the norm, put it that way, that women are secondary to politics. Now, the great things is, can we appreciate the Kenyan Constitution, which brought 2010, which brought the the new constitution, which it said that we needed to have women as was it women representatives, Mheshimiwa, right? And so that
they needed to add women, women to have a 2/3 gender rule.
Absolutely. So can we celebrate that? But what we see right now happening in Kenya, we see men fighting women because they say that that is unacceptable. In fact, they're fighting because they feel that women should not, or they think that that is tokenism. Whereas the men, let me challenge every single man who is watching me here tonight, and that is just my take. It's not Councillor Mheshimiwa Elizabeth's take, but it's my take. I want to challenge every man who is watching us here tonight to say that, of course, men have had the seat for so many years. I've been watching the MPs from different parts of Kenya sometimes being fought because they are women. You know, so there's two things happening here. They're being fought because of their personality, and they're also being fought because of their being a woman. And I feel it's absolute, and their background as women. So I think that is really discriminatory. You know, can you imagine if that was happening here in United Kingdom? What would we be saying? It would be a court matter, for example. So I want to appreciate every woman across Africa, but also in particular in Kenya, who takes it up to the heart and says, we are going to stand. We are going to do something about our cities and towns in Kenya, for example. And I feel that in Kenya, the Constitution has empowered women to be able to stand both politically and also allowed for persons with disability to also be given a space, because without that, it means that men have gotten comfortable and no woman was really coming up at the front to really come out and stand, because they were being either harassed.
Julliet,
Yeah.
can I interject and say,
yes, sure.
So there's somebody who has just written me about a note, you know, a private note, and said, despite all that being passed in the Constitution, there is still corruption, because you still go out, you are qualified and you are a woman, or, you know, but because you don't have the handouts to give out, the kickbacks, still fail. So there is still that aspect of corruption still, you know, lacking. And, you know, here, you can never give kickbacks to anybody here. You cannot. Who? You cannot. Everything is done. Well, there's still talks of a few areas here and there where they say there's corruption, but as far as I know, and for the over 10 years that I've been, I haven't had a time when I needed to give a kickback so that I can get it to a certain committee. No. So this person is saying, you talk about all these, they will pass that in the Constitution, the 2010 Constitution, and the, you know, the new, but at the end of the day, the kickbacks is still messing big time. And the other challenge is women are scared of coming out in case they are branded that bad name, because a few of us have gone in and messed it. We did not, you know, we did not prove ourselves strong in, you know, our characters and stand for what we should be. But some women have gone out and, you know, messed it for others. So any woman going out, they will say, oh, is she going into politics? Just like so and so, you know? So I think those are some of the areas, because of the kickbacks, you know, people wanting kickbacks so that you can be selected. And that happens in Kenya. Yes, it does. It does. And that person has already said clearly that that is what happens. We still don't give up. We continue advocating for more women rights, you know, so that, and we continue educating our women. We need that civic education so that more women can come in. Once this opportunity arises and you know you've got what it takes, just go for it. Continue, my dear.
So, and it's great that you brought in that person who's made that comment. I just want to appreciate that person. Thank you so much for those comments, because I probably was being sort of like looking into how do I express the issue of exploitation of women. And what we're saying is, sadly, such strong women such as myself or yourself will not take into those kind of baggage. Hence the reason we are not probably entering politics in places such as our town, because we don't want to end up in situations which you're being exploited as a woman. Can I also speak on behalf of many women who have faced those situations? And can I say that I just want to say that I want to first of all tell off. Let me say tell off because I'm good at telling off. But I will say strongly with every kind of deterrence that any such behavior from men which has exploited women in any form, so that they can be brought down to shameless, to be shameful and stuff like that. I feel that it should be condemned in such strong ways, because that has meant that it has characterized and it has deterred many women from politics. I remember with my own mother, when she saw me in politics in UK because of my age, I remember she was quite concerned. And I'm not going to say that even in here in United Kingdom, you don't get sort of like stories that we've seen in papers sometimes. But let me, because we are addressing issues and our audience tonight here is Kenyans, especially across Africa, these kind of behaviors are repeated behaviors, sadly. Now, we have to see that we put up great systems that our country will embrace and deter such behaviors, that women can report that this is what is happening to them freely. Yeah. Sadly, women have been exploited from one kind of angle, and sometimes they feel so vulnerable. Let me talk about vulnerability, because it's important to understand the woman in herself. Her vulnerability, especially when it comes to African politics, goes beyond the level of comparing it with a man. And I think that is interesting to say that. Let's talk about survival, because you've raised a very important issue, Mheshimiwa. Is it right that a woman should be exploited because she's putting herself in the position of being a politician as a woman? And I just want to appreciate I think I won't say their names, because in Africa, they get really sort of like scared. You can imagine getting scared to be called because you're either doing a good job, because they feel that somebody might put them down as well. So surviving, it's very interesting, changing patterns, Mheshimiwa, when you think about how even we from the diaspora can think twice before we mention a name of a politician back home. So I just want to say that becomes critical. And so you're not just thinking about that politician back home, but you're also thinking the condemnation of what the society is going to respond back to what you have commented or said. So a woman's life in politics is constantly like sort of like a little bit more, even more interesting as compared to maybe a man. I want to talk about singleness as well, as a politician when you're single as well, and how that is viewed, especially in the African political context. Let me touch on that, because I want to be able to inspire the youth, because many youths find themselves in a way that they are trapped in this kind of world where they want to go into politics, and what happens is they find themselves with sugar daddies and stuff like that. So let's address that. So women in politics, we're talking. So thanks, Mheshimiwa, once again for having me on. I hope I'm able to bring this kind of educational thoughts to our youth. Sorry, somebody says, Florence says, let's advocate for inclusivity at all levels and implementation of the articles enshrined in the Constitution. Absolutely, Florence, because at the heart of every governance and at the heart of every constitution, that's what we are meant to do. But when women feel disempowered, something happens, Mheshimiwa Elizabeth. Back to you. But I was saying about the sugar daddies. I want to condemn these kind of men who take our youth for granted. I want to really say it wholeheartedly, because it's time that women such as myself and yourself come out strongly and say, we will not tolerate this kind of foolishness in our community, because that's what it is. It is useless behavior. That is what it is, Mheshimiwa. And we need to come out strongly so that this kind of politics that also, you've also talked about money and how money is used as a corrupt means
It is, yeah.
actually buy voters.
They do buy. Yeah, they do pay. They do buy voters. Yeah, they buy votes and voters. Yeah.
To buy voters. So for me, Mheshimiwa, it starts with the voters. It starts with the voters. Because
absolutely.
Voters have to be responsible and understand that unless you create a society that is free from corruption, it is with you. Now, a few months ago, somebody challenged me whether in Africa or across Africa, but let's say some African countries, do they want to finish the problem of corruption? That is the question we should be engaging in. Why is it that so many people want to come to Britain? Why is it so many people want to go to Europe? I mean, I've just come out as well from another program right now, from a program that was also being hosted in Nigeria, as I told you. And let me tell you that it was interesting to listen to those youths. And these are youths all the way from Nigeria, United States, Kenya, different parts of the world. And they were telling me that many of them sometimes, let me say, especially in some of our countries, some youths from Kenya and Nigeria, some of them, they tell me, oh, you know what, auntie? Some of them call me auntie. And they say to me, you know, we are turning into gang culture. Imagine,
wow.
Imagine this kind of situation because, and they are saying, get us out of here because we want to come out of here to come to Europe so that we don't get caught up in such situation. So for me, Mheshimiwa, that touches things like that. Anything to do, I've got a soft spot for youths. I have got a soft spot there. So for me, I want to urge every government official, regardless of whichever government you come from, to look into the hearts of the youth. What exactly, how are we helping and mentoring our youths? You see, so that we begin to understand that we need to create employment. You know, there's a lot of high unemployment rate right now across our places, right?
Oh yes.
And the reason why these youths fall into this kind of survival trap is because of high unemployment. How can we here in the diaspora create a dynamic way of understanding how to support our ground in back home, Councillor? And I feel that
Julliet, I know this is quite we are very passionate about politics, but let's kind of now try and bring it back home here. And I know we at the end of the day, we are Kenyans and we'd like to change the narrative of how people perceive politics. But most people are asking about here now. I'm getting inboxes about here, you know, how can people, you know, join politics here? Because we are talking about women in the diaspora, women in politics in diaspora. Yes, at the end of the day, some of us might think in the near future, could be 2020, go back and vie, you know, as whoever, because at the end of the day, we are Kenyans. But at the moment, because we are here, you have contested, I have been, and I am still there. They're asking, for example, Sharifa is asking, as young women whom you refer to as the leaders of tomorrow, and Sharifa, you are not leaders of tomorrow. It's today. See yourself as today's leader. Who are interested in leadership, what can you advise us? Which steps do we need to take? First of all, if I can chip in and say, you need to know yourself. You need to have self-confidence. You need to pave your own way fast, because can mentor you, but if you're not interested, at the end of the day, it's going to be like any other lecture, and then it ends there. So you must have that passion, okay? I had already had that when I was a young girl, all the way in primary school. I was looking at my photos. I was a captain. I was a prefect. I was even just recently, I was a vice president in university here even. So all these things, you got to be interested. And the interest will not come from, you got to apply and you got to show that you are capable, okay? Then look for a good mentor. And that is why we are here with Julliet. Julliet just said we have started something very, very new here. The two of us came together and we decided we're going to start a cross-party team of all the Kenyans, those who are already in positions and those who have vied. Anybody who's had their name in the ballot in UK. We are calling ourselves the Kenya UK politicians. And one of the things that we want to do is we mentor. We want to have a program where we can mentor incoming young men and women who would like to be in politics here in UK. It could also be in Kenya, we don't mind, because at the end of the day, we can give back. But at the moment, we are concentrating on what we have here. Then that group, we are also planning to carry out civic education if given an opportunity back home, because people need to know their rights. People need to know. Another thing, that people don't do, if I can deviate a bit, people don't even vote. People say there's no point, they waste their votes. So going back to Sharifa, you must have that interest. Then look for a good mentor, not just anybody. And we are here. We are here. We're not gonna charge you. We do it for free. We love it. And when we see somebody, some of you young women, young girls coming up, joining us, we are ready to hand over the baton. It's our joy. I'm not gonna be there forever, And then before I hand over to you, somebody did ask. I missed that question. They wanted me to tell my journey as to how I became mayor and all that. It still comes with interest, because all these seats are there, but you got to have that interest. Then you apply. People have to see that you are capable, because you've got to be voted by the people who are there. So I put in my name and I was voted. Just like some of us are still aspiring to go to Westminster. We know it is possible to be MPs. I'm not going to sit in that seat forever. By the grace of God, pray for me, because that should not be the end, so that I can pave way for Sharifa to come and be the next councillor. Then I have to move up. If I keep on sitting here and not moving, Sharifa will never be councillor, because I've occupied it. It's so hot for me. I'm not going to. No, I need to pave way for other people to come in. Yeah? And I see we've lost Julliet. She's coming back. So Sharifa, I'm still talking about you. So somebody did ask me how did I become mayor. I put in my name, I was voted in, and here I am. And Julliet, what's that happening to you?
This is
we
today.
lost. You see, I've got a backup. That's Sharifa, my girl there, and she's the one who has the question of young leaders, and I've just told her, don't call yourself a leader of tomorrow, it's today. Or as long as you are over 18. Can I tell you, in my council, we have one of the young, she's the youngest councillor in the UK. If not, she's
I was just about to say that. That is Alice Bright's daughter, isn't it? Yes, I was going to say Councillor Alice Bright. Yeah.
Princess Bright became a councillor when she was still in uni.
Yeah,
wow,
doing very well. She's in my borough.
I was just about to mention her name.
Before she was even 21, she's the youngest councillor we have here. So don't say that tomorrow. When is that tomorrow? She is.
It's today. It's today.
And she's
I like how you've mentioned opportunities for mentorship, because I know a lot of people, even just like me, who we are constantly saying, okay, where do we go? And especially young women of color and young women of color who are immigrants as well. So it's very good for you to mention that there are opportunities for mentorship.
Just keep an eye. Me and Julliet, we have this program and it's gonna go far. You're not just thinking about ourselves. No. Me and Julliet, and I've told you, it's a cross party. Julliet, we are not in the same party, but we are looking at outside the box. Outside, watch this space, because we want to mentor people, not for any fee at all. But we would like other upcoming young women, especially. But you're not dismissing even our boys. Even our boys, if they want to join in, they're there. Go on, Julliet. Our time keeps going. Julliet, go on.
So thank you so much for bringing that. And Florence, thank you for your patience with us. And Sharifa, thank you so much for that question. Yeah, Sharifa. Yes, I've got Sharifa over there. Thank you so much for that question. And it's absolutely interesting that it's important for us to mentor our youth. I keep saying to Mheshimiwa Elizabeth every time, in 10 years' time, if you're 50, you're 60 right now. If you're 60, you're 70. So I keep challenging our community to really think about our youth in this country, in the diaspora, because it's absolutely critical that you get the skills. We want you to help us to enter politics, because with your experience and your gifts and everything, I mean, we can do so much, and it's not easy. I'm not going to say to you that politics in the United Kingdom is easy. I would be really, if I say that, I would really be saying something not right. So I want to say to you that politics in this country, when it comes to Black people, is 10 times harder or 20 times harder. Yeah. And we are putting it out there. We are not shying off anymore. Someone like myself, within the Lib Dems, I have produced what I call a Black Lib Dem policy paper, which emphasizes at the issues that I'm insisting that we have to have the same rights as other communities. So I'll send that paper so people can have a look at that. I think in terms of the question that you asked earlier on, how to join politics, is knowing yourself first. What exactly is it you want to change? What is your vision board? What is your vision board? What exactly do you want to do as a person? What is it you want to change? For instance, I joined politics myself. Not many people ask me, and thanks to Mheshimiwa over here. I joined politics when I was in university. Not many people actually know that. And actually, I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to do something that is different. I was doing my degree was actually in health studies and social policy. That is why, so it was a joint degree actually, and it was half-half. So I majored. I really wanted to explain to people that health was also part of politics. So that is how I actually entered politics. Yeah, because everybody else in my class was going to say, I'm going to do nursing, I'm going to do care work, and I'm going to do, and I had done all those jobs. So why was I going to school? So I had to challenge myself as me, as Julliet. I wasn't really wanting to know what people would say about Julliet, and people would tell you I can be difficult. I wanted to know what exactly am I going to do to make a difference in the streets of London, in the streets of United Kingdom, and I started off as a volunteer. Many people have never asked me, but I actually went in for a work placement in the hearts of Islington, and that is how I ended up joining my political party. At the time, there was Councillor Barbara and Councillor Jonathan. It was 50-50, sort of like we had Labour 23 or 24-23 or something along that side. It was the council was half-half. We had a lot of they shared power in the corridor of the council. And I realized that for us to be able to really do something and change something, you had to be in there. You cannot be talking from outside. You have to be sort of like inside. As difficult as it is, Sharifa, it meant that for me, I needed to be right there, Mheshimiwa Elizabeth, to be able to advocate the issues that we cared about. Is it been easy journey? I will say we just have to keep trying. And you know, so for me, I just want to say and inspire young people and the youth to pick on one vision board that they love. Because once they know what it is they want, now some of them might say, I don't know what I really love. Some of them might say that to us. And that is why I love the idea of mentorship right now, which we are bringing right down to your platform, because with mentorship and with such spaces that we've created, you're able to come and ask questions, and you're able to come and get nurtured in the issues that we care about as well, and in the issues that the families of, perhaps if you're coming from a Black background, but if you're going into politics, you're going into politics not just because of yourself, but you're going to politics because you care about everybody within that heart of that community. So let me encourage every one of you, regardless of where you are right now, let's also say that the 6th of May, we need to be voting. So if you want to start with politics, start by voting. That is what I'm going to say.
Absolutely, absolutely. Very, very important actually, because most people don't see the need to go and vote, and you really need to exercise. It's your constitutional right to go and vote, exercise that. Most people lose the vote, they don't care. They just say, my vote won't count. But I can tell you, just that one vote counts.
Yep.
Lot. Now, viewers,
I know somebody who lost with 3 votes or 6 votes.
It can happen. It can happen.
So every vote counts. Every single vote counts. Yeah.
Right, viewers, we are almost coming to an end, and definitely we must plan another session where we will talk more about these politics, because it's not enough. I mean, we've not given enough tips, we've not given enough points, we've not been able to really go into details. There's still quite a lot, and I was expecting a few more questions. I know people joined in late, we had a few issues here and there, but I can assure you that we will plan to come back again. We will definitely have another session, and so that people can come and learn more. Because you know what? We want more of you, especially from the minority groups, from us Black people. We are many here now. Exercise your rights. Come on, go in. If we have been there and made it, and we are still there, you can do it. Like my sister said, you just need to have that self-confidence, know what you want, and then the rest will be history. Now, we will be posting in our platforms. Julliet has her platforms, and she's got her Facebook page, she's got her programs. We will very soon, you'll be posting that mentorship program so that people can join in. And at the moment, it's quite easy because we can do it online, Julliet. We've got to know that we can do it.
Yeah, let me say that we also, when COVID-19 finishes, what we might also want to have a one-to-one. And here at my office, we could probably, myself and a counselor could plan a nice little program where we can provide that. So as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but we've got loads of chairs, as you can see over here. So it's we have a lot of resourcing in the community. So let's just take it step by step. And I believe that at the heart of our spirit and in building everything, I believe that we are able to really captivate. But I think many a times people will blame Councillor or me. Oh, you're not able to make any difference. Actually, it's because you're not there. We want you to be in politics. That is why we want you to really come in and support the changes that are needed, so that we are able to really bring the beautiful changes and inspire a world that has got inclusion and diversity within our parties. And I believe that is something that even the race report has captured recently. And we saw that institutional and systemic racism is still something that is happening in the United Kingdom. So we are here, not just for women politics, but also to advocate that we need you. Politics in United Kingdom needs all of us. Thank you.
Oh, wow. What can I, Juliet? I can only really thank you for despite the hitches we had at the beginning. And this is the beginning of many more, because once we start our mentorship program, we will continue working online, and even when COVID is over, when people can meet up, we will organize and have a session where people can come and face-to-face and ask questions. I believe Sharifa will be our first student. Thank you so much. Some people are saying because of work, they missed this session. So I might be thinking of changing my timings so that we can try and accommodate more people. But thank you so much to all who joined in, with all those people who came in tonight. We don't want to take anything for granted.
We've got a question of what qualities do you need to join politics? First of all is, should I shoot off or do you want to go?
Go ahead.
So what qualities do you need is you need to be a people's person. That's number one. Number two, you need to, I believe that is one thing. You need to be able to be a good communicator. as well. You need to be able to want to solve a problem as well. You need to be able to help you out there. You need to be able to have compassionate within your community. You need to have great good leadership skills that you're able to be an influencer, and you need to be able to problem solve. I mean, you can see here today, I was having difficulty, I nearly gave up. I continued. She still kept on saying, you must come in. And resilience is something that you need to have. You need to be able to really reflect as well. What is it you can really do well? And what is it our communities really need? And be able to face back to the doors of parliament. I think that's just a few tips. We can think
the other thing, the resilience bit is there, but we also need to be people of good standing. Your character counts a lot.
Yeah.
You just can't come
Honesty and
expect people to listen to you, and your character is one thing. So you got to be a person. I don't want Sharifa to be put off by all these expectations, because some of the things that Juliet is talking about, you learn them on the job. Some people cannot do proper public speaking, but the minute they get in, we have all these courses. You be trained on that. You be trained on challenging. I wasn't too good at challenging, so we had to go for courses. People have to train you on sharing, ways of sharing, speaking and listening. All these courses they offer, but you need to just, if you're interested, all these are the things that we shall be working on. But you must remember your character. You must be a person of good standing. Your character counts a lot in everything that you do. Definitely, that resilience is there. Yes, you got to be somebody who's got strong shock absorbers. Don't just be shaken by any comment, because we get all these comments on social media. We get them letters being posted, but you know what? You got to. And also, personally, what has kept me this far is being connected to my maker, believing in God, praying even for people who despise, use us, say horrible things about us. You know what? I just say that person had nothing better to say. So I don't take it to heart, because honestly, if I was taking everything I hear, I wouldn't have survived. No, it's not everybody who is for you. Some of the people are trying to see how tough you can be. Some of the people are trying they're jealous. Let me use that. So they'll say all sorts of things. But once you know that you know who you are, like the word of God says, knowing who you are, you will manage. You will make it. And viewers, we have to come to an end now. But definitely, I'm going to book Juliet for another session, because this gets better as we continue. Juliet, what is your parting shot as we leave now?
I'm just going to leave you with what Brenda Dempsey told us the other day. I want to leave this with people. Rise in spirit and let ego bow down in admiration. I think that is what she told us. But in my party, I just want to say, because this is a program and I know that we want to really encourage people, I want to leave viewers in the United Kingdom to vote on the 6th of May, because if you really want to bring change, please go and vote out there. Read. Let's vote. Vote for who you want to feel. Of course, for Kangethe, they should say Labour. For me, I'll say Liberal Democrats. But let me say something.
I'm not going to get myself in trouble. I'm not going to get...
Exactly.
I'm not supposed to be campaigning on my social media now.
Exactly.
I'm not going to get myself. This could get me in trouble at the moment. I'm not supposed to be campaining on social media here. So that bit,
I take that back. That's mine. I take that back.
Take it back. Take it back. I did it because
I take that back.
I shouldn't.
I take that back.
That could be taken and my candidate lose. All right. So once again, we got a very good quote yesterday. We had a meeting somewhere. We also learned Juliet. And rise in spirit and let ego bow down in admiration.
Beautiful.
Rise in spirit and let ego bow down in admiration. Our ego goes. So once again, viewers, I want to thank you all. First of all, for your patience. You really were there for me and waited, and you never gave up. I want to thank my daughter Sharifa for stepping in and being there when things almost didn't work. And Sharifa, once again, what would you like to say? I'll give you 1 minute to say, even if it's about tap, remind people.
I don't think I had told converted Mheshimiwa Julliet here. Mheshimiwa Julliet, if you're sending money back home for development, kindly tap send is the app. I will follow up with Mom and make sure you use the code LIZ254. Guys, we are talking about development through leadership, and we can push development via sending remittances back at home. No transaction fees, there are no hidden charges, we give the best rate. Guys, tap send. Ni chap. Yeah, and thank you so much. I appreciate this. For me personally, this has been a very enlightening conversation, and believe you, I will be hitting up your messages. Mulisema hivi. So thank you so much.
We appreciate. We want to see you. Go on,
can I say, Sharifa, I'm so happy to hear you speak in Swahili. I'm absolutely delighted. Just, mother tongue is absolutely special. To hear you speak it so beautifully, asante, tunakushukuru with the beautiful mama, asante sana.
Hata nimeona mtu amesema tap rates are the best. So people have been using tap rates are the best. And it's good. Ni vizuri kuona watu ambao wanataja hii on my program. Right, ladies, we have to come to an end, and I want to thank you once again, viewers. This has been Beacon of Hope, our Friday special program, and I want to thank every viewer and everybody who shared, because I know you shared. If you haven't, please kindly, I ask you to share so that this message that we have been sharing can reach out to others. You can also follow us on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Beacon of Hope Beacon, Beacon of Hope Beacon. And please don't forget to follow us again on Saturdays, Saturday night, 8 p.m. with Bishop BK, my husband. We have a program which is a family program. And then on Sunday, Christian Matters, we have Kikuyu service at 3 p.m. Same place, same program. Don't forget, every Friday we do bring different people to empower us, to talk to us, to inspire us, to teach us, and to build us at the end of the day. Don't forget, tomorrow night. And don't forget, tap, send. Thank you so much, ladies. Have a good night. We love you. God bless you. This has been Beacon of Hope. As usual, your presenter, Councillor Elizabeth Kangethe, signing off. Mrs. Bishop BK, much love from Buckingham.
Niaje Tap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Tumakitu. Niaje Tap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate. Hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Tumakitu.
Thank you so much. I just want to appreciate a few people. My darling Bishop is here. He said it was awesome. My sister Lucy Kihara, good night. Thank you, my darling. We need to catch up. For Injenga, thank you for watching. You say tap rates are also very good. Thank you so much. Our daughter Damakirero, thank you for being here with us. Tesresha, good girl. Thank you. Mommy is happy to see you. Kirato Jr., my son, good to see you. My brother Anthony Ayub, it's good to have you here. And Poleni Sana, I know the Lord is still healing you. Sharifa, my daughter Mase Mwenje, yeah, thank you. You'll catch up later. Florence Kata, good to see you. Catherine Jenga, Kinyash, Jane Kangethe, my sister, it's always good to have family supporting you. And if I missed out your names because it kept going, we appreciate you. Thank you, my guest, my sister Julliet. Have a good night. We will catch up on the other end. God bless you and have a good night.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
You're welcome.